Let me start by saying that our hearts go out to the family and friends of all those that have been affected by this extremely tragic event. These were all good kids. There's no question about that. They did nothing wrong, and nothing that they did contributed to what happened to them. What I can tell you is that at approximately 1:20 a.m., our officers were called to 11 Butler Crescent Northwest for reports of a stabbing in progress. There were several people at a house party, a number being university students who were celebrating the end of the school year. The suspect arrived at the party, obtained a large knife, and targeted the victims one by one, stabbing them several times. The victims are a 22-year-old man from Prentice, a 23-year-old woman from Calgary, two young men, both 23 years old and also from Calgary, and a 27-year-old male from Calgary. As we are currently completing next of kin notifications, we cannot release any other information at this point. Further specific information will come at a later date. We understand the party was for friends and people from the university, and the suspect was an invited guest. The suspect, who is the only person of interest and arrested in connection with this incident, is in custody and charges are pending. His name will be released once charges are officially laid, which we anticipate to be later this afternoon. I can confirm that he is the son of a 33-year member of the Calgary Police Service and is a student at the University of Calgary. I talked to the member just before coming down here. He is absolutely devastated and asked that I would pass on. He's heartbroken, as his wife is, and he said, could you please pass on to the families our total and complete sorrow and condolences as to what happened. They are devastated, and they feel so much pain for the families that were impacted by their son, and they wanted me specifically to pass that on. They have been incredibly cooperative with this investigation. They have told the investigators everything, and they are now feeling so much sorrow for the victims of those families who, through no fault of their own, those young people are dead, and they're absolutely devastated. You know what, I can tell you that that's one of the things that our investigators were looking at, trying to determine, was there anything that precipitated the event? Was there something that anyone had done that could have been taken as an insult or an affront to this individual? And to the best of our knowledge right now, there's nothing to indicate anything like that happened earlier in the day that led to this event. He was an invited guest to the party. He showed up. Our understanding is that one of the people who lived in the residence welcomed him to the party and subsequently left. And nothing at all would indicate that there was an event that occurred earlier that precipitated what happened. This is the worst murder, mass murder in Calgary's history. We have never seen 5 people killed by an individual at one scene. So the scene was horrific. It's extremely difficult, regardless of who the perpetrator is, to go into a scene like that with young people who've been killed, who've been murdered. And the scene itself is something that has a tremendously impactful, on the members. It's very difficult for them.